So after playing Overwatch 2 for about a week now, I'm finally ready to give my final verdict. First and foremost, it needs to be said that I am a fan and advocate of Overwatch 1. It was my favorite game, and I love playing Overwatch 2. That said, Overwatch 2 does not deserve the name Overwatch 2. Even though the current build that we are playing now is technically early access, as stated by Blizzard in their trailers, this game is supposed to be Overwatch 2, and it really feels like 2.0, 1.5, a giant update. Whatever you want to call it, that's what it is. Okay? Without the PvE, without the game being quote unquote fully released and out of early access, there was no reason to have Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2. The only thing we can think of is that it is for marketing purposes and marketing purposes alone. Some would sit there and go as far as to say that because Blizzard had originally stated that they were never going to put heroes and maps, etc., under a paid requirement, that they had to make Overwatch 2 to be a new game so that they wouldn't go back on that word. If that's what validates this point, by all means. But at the end of the day, the way Overwatch 2 plays, despite how much I love the game, it's not a sequel in its current state. Maybe that changes with the PvE when it comes out, but it's not in its current form a sequel. It is a giant update. That said, what's here in between the time I start matches and the time that a match ends? The game is fantastic. The moment you get into a match and the moment that match ends, this game is amazing, and there is absolutely nothing like it. It is incredibly fun to play. It is artistically beautiful, colorful. Everything about the game while you're in a match is amazing. The balance, for the most part, for everyday schmucks like myself, for the most part, is pretty good. I stated earlier in the part 1 of my review that there were some outliers when it came to balance, but overall, the game was good. The problem with Overwatch 2 is everything outside of the match. So what I'm talking about is, first and foremost, we all know it's been well documented. The server issues at launch, that was a problem. Thankfully, Blizzard has recognized this and is giving away free skins, a charm, and I believe we're going to get a couple double XP weekends to make up for it. Kudos to them on that. That's the right thing to do. You also have other issues such as the monetization. Now, this game has gone free to play. It has moved away from the box release, even though the original plan for Overwatch 2 was a box release, and then they converted it to free to play. Overall, the monetization, I feel, is hit and miss. I feel that the Battle Pass for $10 is tremendous value. The Mythic skin alone is worth $10. I disagree with the idea of putting heroes in the Battle Pass. I'm against it personally. Even though I would tolerate it at level 20, 25-ish, I'm still against it at its core because I feel that the Battle Pass should not include the heroes, that the cosmetics would sell it itself. I do think that some of the store prices with some of the cosmetics are overpriced. I agree with that as well. The other big elephant in the room, especially for original Overwatch players, is how older skins now need to be purchased if you don't have the old credit system. I ran out of the credits, so if there's an older skin from the original game that I wanted, there's no way for me to earn that in game. I have to buy it, even though I had the original game, and if I played the original game enough, I could have just earned it for free. I can't earn those skins now. You can't even earn the old credits. There's no way to earn older credits anymore. You have to use coins, and the rate at which you earn coins, which is 60 coins per week max, is underwhelming. Right? I've heard people complain about the progression. I feel that the progression is a little lackluster in that regard because I feel that it's just not right that anything that you want is either a ridiculous tedious grind like a mobile game, or you have to buy it. And coming from someone who played Overwatch 1 and that wasn't the case, yeah, I'm not necessarily keen on that. I'm not keen on the fact that you can only earn 60 credits per week by doing the weeklies. So, like, the amount of time that you, as a free-to-play player, that it's going to take just for you to earn enough credits to buy legendary skins, I mean, that's a little lackluster. Then there's a couple other little knickknacks that, depending on who you are, depending on how you feel about this. One of the things that has been documented is the on fire system that used to happen in game. I personally miss the on fire system. I miss the fact that, when you would be on a roll, your icon would ignite in flames and it would look really cool, and everyone in the match can know, hey, who's kicking ass, who's dominating the match right now. That's gone. You do get the voice line of I'm on fire, but there's nothing visual about it on the UI, which is kind of disappointing, as that was part of the original game. For it not to be there, it's a little annoying. I know some people have talked about, this doesn't bother me personally, but the end of match card system where you got to vote and you used to see like gold healing and the medal system. I think not having the medal system is better. I think the end card system not being there, it doesn't bother me personally, but the on fire system not being present does bother me. That said, overall, what you got in a package, considering that it is now free to play and you don't have to pay for this, it's overall, we have a good product here. There is some bugs, there is some glitches. This is not the perfect launch. Blizzard has done a better job launching products in the past. This is probably one of their more worst launched products, both in terms of confusion with marketing as well as just overall performance of the product itself. The only saving grace that we have with this is that it's free to play, so it's not like you have to go to a retailer, spend your $70 US to play this game. Like that's the elephant in the room. So even though there has been server issues, the game has taken some things away that we did like. They also did away with some of the other issues that we had. This whole game outside of a match is really hit or miss. Some things are good, some things are bad. Again, the battle pass, great value. Overall, this is Overwatch as the best it's ever been from a gameplay perspective. If you loved Overwatch, there's little to no reason why you won't love Overwatch 2. The only people that would have a valid complaint in this regard would be tank players, because as someone who used to play Zarya, when I do play tank, synergizing with my Reinhardt was part of the fun, so not having that extra character there, the extra tank, does kind of suck. But other than that, this game, from a gameplay perspective, in the middle of a match, this is a much better game than Overwatch 1 ever was, plain and simple. This is how I feel about it. This game has a lot of baggage outside of the game when you're not in a match. That's my take on it. Again, depending on how you feel, the battle pass for myself, I think it's good value, but I don't like the idea that there's no way to progress the game naturally. Unfortunately, unlike games like Fortnite that does give you in-game credits in the battle pass to buy another battle pass, this game doesn't do it. It follows the more predatory approach that games like Valorant have done, where they give you nothing. And it's very unfortunate, especially for original Overwatch players. At the end of the day, this game's free to play. If you loved Overwatch, you're going to love it. If you don't love Overwatch, you're probably not going to love it. If you've never played Overwatch, I mean, this is going to cost you nothing to try it, so you might as well try it. But as a product, as a fan, as someone who loves this game, I'm going to have to give Overwatch 2 a 7 out of 10. It is good, but not great. It has great elements about it, but it also has its fair share of problems. Overall, a 7 out of 10 sounds fair to me. This is Veteran Gamer, and I hope to see you guys next time.
Shouldn't have put your head there. I'm here.